Musical Talk, the UK independent musical theatre podcast.
Hello, welcome to a short but sweet episode of Musical Talk. We had to change what we had planned this week because only today, at the day of recording, a British entertainment legend sadly passed away called Lynda Baron. And I'm sitting here with Jonthan Cohen. Hello, Jonthan.
Hi.
Who, we are sitting right where you worked with Lynda Baron
Yes.
for your TV show that I remember, and many people of my certain age will also remember, called Come Outside, which was tell us about Come Outside, Jonathan.
Come Outside was a children's programme. Lynda Baron played an eccentric aunt called Aunt Mabel, and she had a dog called Pippin, and they lived in this little cottage. And what would happen every week, there'd be a topic.
She'd run out of toothpaste.
Yes, and then she'd get in her little plane, and then they'd fly off until they found and went to a toothpaste factory, and then we all watched how toothpaste was made and put into tubes and all that sort of thing. And there was always a little story about Pippin. He got lost at one point in a factory, and all the kids were traumatized, apparently, who were watching. So there was always a little story as well.
And there's a meme that's gone around about that recently, and it's got a picture of Lynda Baron playing Auntie Mabel in the plane, and the meme says, when you run out of toothpaste, you go to the shop to buy some. Unless you're this woman, you get in her plane and fly to the factory with your dog, and that sums up the kind of chaotic energy that the show had. But it was incredibly moving, and we just did a little search on Twitter, and so many people are now reminiscing about Come Outside. But she was also in the 80s, I think.
80s, yes, she was in. Cameron Mackintosh revived Follies. They did a lot of tweaking.
That wasn't where I was going.
Where were you going?
I was going to go to Open All Hours.
Oh, yeah.
With Ronnie Barker, but not... I mean, the reason I wanted to mention Come Outside was you wrote songs for her, didn't you?
I did. With Liz Bennett. And Elizabeth Bennett, she was the one who came up with the idea of Come Outside, and she wrote all the scripts, she directed them, she also wrote the title music, but I arranged
the theme tune,
and I wrote some of the songs as well, but never the lyrics. She did. And Lynda would come round to my house because at that point the BBC didn't have a music recording studio anymore, so everybody was getting their own studios together in their own houses, and I got one, and she came round here, as you say, exactly where we're sitting now, and we recorded all these songs, and it was wonderful because she was a really good actress, singer.
And were musicals in the back of your and Liz's head when you wrote these songs, do you think? Were they storytelling, or were they just kind of... did you have time to think about it, probably?
I suppose... Yes, I'm not really sure. I think you just get down and write it, really. But some of them did have a storyline going through them. They had to be fairly simple because I can't remember what the age range was. Probably
but you and Liz wrote loads of songs together, didn't you? For Play Days as well.
Oh, we did Play Days. We wrote loads of songs for the Lizzie character and for the Peggy Patch Day as well. So,
Oh, you're bringing me back there, Jonathan.
I know. There you go. How old do you think that makes me feel?
She did a couple of theatrical things with Rosie Ash. She was in a J.B. Priestley play.
Yes, when we were married.
Yes, with Roy Hudd as well, who's also left us, I think.
Yes, and Maureen Lipman, and it was quite a star-studded cast.
And she was most famously for musical theatre people in Cameron Mackintosh's version of Follies.
Which we're now going to, yes, which I actually saw.
Were you at the opening night?
No, I wasn't this time, Nick. I can't remember if I'd already worked with her by then. Yes, I must have done. No. Maybe it was before. I can't remember. But she sang the song Mirror, Mirror, you know, and did the dancing a lot. She's a phenomenal dancer. And she was great fun. And she was also in Doctor Who.
Okay.
And I remember a friend of ours, Stephen, who became a director, but at that point he was maybe a runner or an assistant floor manager or something. And Lynda Baron said to him, "You'll need to give me 2 cues, one for my boobs and one for me," because they were massive.
So Stephen worked on Doctor Who?
Yeah.
Oh, fascinating. And what was she like in Follies? Do you remember?
She was amazing. I mean,
Did she surprise you? Had she done?
I'd seen
singing?
I'd seen her dance and do things, but I can't think where it was. It might have been on television.
Would she have done any light entertainment things?
She would have done light entertainment things, certainly. And I think she took over in the David Frost program called the Frost Report. I think something like that. She did some
well, it might be where
topical
stuff.
stuff.
Might be where they met Ronnie Corbett and Ronnie Barker, perhaps.
Oh, it's possible. It's possible. But she was very talented, and I loved working with her. She was just such an easy person to work with. I found anyway. She was lovely.
When did you last see her? Was it the time
It might have been when we met at Liz's party. This is Liz Bennett, who produced Come Outside. Yeah, when you got to muddle up with somebody else.
I had a lovely chat to her once I knew who she was, but that shows that she really did cross generations because of things like Open All Hours and Come Outside. If you look at all the obits that are out at the moment, it's Open All Hours star and Come Outside star.
It's interesting because I would have thought Come Outside would have revived her career, and certainly young kids wouldn't have known who she was. And now, of course, they're older, so she's suddenly a star. You know, it was like suddenly she made a comeback. You know.
And we're very grateful to you for Jonthan for sharing little thoughts about her, and to Lynda as well for entertaining so many people in her wonderful career.
It was a bit of a shock, I have to say.
Yeah.
I wasn't that. Somehow, I just thought she'd go on. Well, she always do with people. You thought they'd go on forever, but this was a little bit of a shock because I didn't know she was ill.
And at the time of recording, we don't know what she's died of yet, and that's not really of importance. It's just very sad that she has left us. God, heaven's sounding quite fun at the moment, isn't it? The rate we're going. Thank you, Jonthan. That's it for this week. Sorry, it's a bit mad here at Musical Talk, but Foss will be with you next week, and the normal service shall resume. Jonthan Cohen, thank you very much for talking to me about Come Outside.
Pleasure, Nick.
And what's your rule of life?
My rule of life?
Yes.
Oh, don't go outside.
Exactly. That's what we should rename the theme tune to be. Thank you very much, Jonthan.
Pleasure.
For more information about Musical Talk, please visit our website at musicaltalk.co.uk. You can email us at feedback@musicaltalk.co.uk, listen to past episodes on iTunes and YouTube, and follow our social media channels on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.